A veiled beacon pulses in a starlit hollow, its radiant glow whispering of a soul's unspoken truth, an eternal flame calling you to unravel the mystery of that person haunting your dreams. Have you ever woken from a dream where their face lingers, their presence so vivid it feels like a message you can't decode? Night after night, they return, stirring emotions you thought were buried, leaving you questioning why they won't fade. Why does their image persist? And what does it mean? You're not obsessed. You're not alone. This is the shadow, unveiled through Carl Jung's piercing wisdom. Jung, the sage who mapped the psyche's hidden depths, taught that recurring dream figures are not mere memories, but symbols, mirrors reflecting unclaimed parts of your soul. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate, he declared, revealing why they haunt you until you face your inner truth. This shadow, heavy with meaning, is not your foe but a guide, urging you to awaken through individuation. Today, we cast aside the illusion that dreams are random, rejecting the chains of dismissal. Through Jung's timeless wisdom, we're unveiling 10 unconscious signs you face your shadow to discover wholeness through the spiritual truths of why that person haunts your dreams. Each a key to a revelation so radiant, no mystery can dim it. Be warned. The final sign is a thunderbolt, shattering illusions to forever change how you awaken. This is not coincidence. It's destiny. Drop. I hear my dreams in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, tap the bell, join our Telegram channel, and consider a super thanks. To support this journey, share this with someone who needs to decode their dreams. And let's weave the tapestry of your eternal awakening. Chapter 1. You dismiss their presence. You ignore their dream appearances. A sign your shadow fears truth. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to heed your sacred message. I shrugged off their face, but my soul whispered, heed your message. If you ignore dreams, their presence, you're blind, it's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not your denial. You are whole, a heeder, ready to see. Jung's The Psychology of the Unconscious teaches that dismissing dream figures projects the shadow's fear of truth, avoiding the unconscious's call. The collective unconscious, shaped by skepticism. Cultural dreams are random norms, spins myths of dreams as meaningless. But your shadow, fearing insight, ignores their presence, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, heed my message. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, uncovering truth, and heed dreams to forge soulful awareness. Notice the fear. Do you ignore dreams, their presence in your sleep? Are you blind or heeding your message? Write tonight. When did I dismiss their presence? List 3 dreams ignored figures, felt uneasy, and ask, what's my aware truth? Did naming it spark curiosity? A call to see. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this for one day. Heed your dreams. When you dismiss just a dream, affirm, I heed my message, and journal the dream, noting your awareness, clarity, insight in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes, visualizing your aura as a radiant dreamscape. Reflect on Jung's words. Dreams are the psyche's voice. These acts are not whimsy, they are sacred, unveiling your truth. As you heed, blindness lifts not to confuse, but to clarify. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a vivid dream, a new insight affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the first thread of your soul's awakening. A heeder no shadow can silence. Chapter 2. You cling to their memory. You obsess over their dream image. A sign your shadow craves closure. The psyche unveils this craving, urging you to release your sacred freedom. Their face haunted me. But my soul whispered, release your freedom. If you obsess over their image, memories, you're bound. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's craving. You are not their echo. You are whole. A releaser ready to heal. Jung's The Archetypes and the Collective Unconscious teaches that obsessing over dream figures projects the shadow's craving for closure, anchoring you to unresolved emotions. The collective unconscious, shaped by nostalgia. Social media's relive the past norm spins myths of obsession as connection. But your shadow, craving resolution, clings, dimming your soul's radiance. Craving confesses, release my freedom. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's craving, needing closure, and release their image to forge soulful liberation. Notice the craving. Do you obsess over their image? Memories in dreams. Are you bound or releasing freedom? Right tonight. When did I cling to their memory? List 3 dreams felt haunted, relived moments, and ask, what's my free truth? Did naming it spark peace? A call to heal. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, release their memory. When you obsess, why them again? Affirm, I release my freedom, and let go. Noting your liberation clarity. Calm in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes, visualizing your aura as a radiant breeze. Reflect on Jung's words, clinging binds the shadow. These acts are not betrayal, they are sacred, forging your truth. As you release, obsession fades, not to wound, but to free. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a calm release, a new ease affirming your power. Trust this craving, for it weaves the thread of your soul's freedom. A releaser no shadow can bind. Chapter 3. You fear their symbolism. You dread their dream meaning. A sign your shadow fears vulnerability. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to embrace your sacred mirror. Their image scared me, but my soul whispered, embrace your mirror. If you dread symbolism, their meaning, you're veiled. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not their threat. You are whole, an embracer, ready to see. Jung's Man and his symbols teaches that dreading dream symbolism projects the shadow's fear of vulnerability, avoiding the mirror of self. The collective unconscious, shaped by avoidance, cultural ignore feelings, norms, spins myths of symbols as chaos. But your shadow, fearing exposure, dreads, meaning dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, embrace my mirror. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, being seen, and embrace symbolism to forge soulful insight. Notice the fear. Do you dread symbolism, their meaning in dreams? Are you veiled or embracing your mirror? Right tonight. When did I fear their symbolism? List 3 dreams felt uneasy, avoided meaning, and ask, what's my insightful truth? Did naming it spark courage? A call to see. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, embrace their symbolism. When you dread, what does it mean? Affirm, I embrace my mirror, and explore meaning, noting your insight clarity, depth in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes, visualizing your aura as a radiant reflection. Reflect on Jung's words. Symbols mirror the self. These acts are not fear, they are sacred, forging your truth as you embrace. Dread fades not to overwhelm, but to reveal. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a clear symbol, a new truth, affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's clarity. An embracer no shadow can veil. Chapter 4. You project unresolved wounds. You see them as pain, a sign your shadow clings to hurt. The psyche unveils this clinging, urging you to heal your sacred child. Their face brought pain. But my soul whispered, heal your child. If you see them as pain, wounds, you're trapped. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's clinging. You are not your hurt. You are whole, a healer ready to mend. Jung's The Structure and Dynamics of the Psyche teaches that projecting wounds onto dream figures reflects the shadows clinging to hurt, perpetuating unresolved pain. The collective unconscious, shaped by trauma, cultural pain is fate. Norm spins myths of wounds as identity, but your shadow clinging to hurt. Projects pain, dimming your soul's radiance. Clinging confesses, heal my child. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's clinging, fearing healing and heal wounds to forge soulful renewal. Notice the clinging. Do you see them as pain, wounds in dreams? Are you trapped or healing your child? Write tonight, when did I project pain? List 3 dreams felt hurt, relived wounds, and ask, what's my healing truth? Did naming it spark compassion, a call to mend? This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, heal your child. When you project, they hurt me. Affirm, I heal my child. And nurture yourself, noting your renewal clarity, peace. In a 10-minute journal, meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a radiant cradle. Reflect on Jung's words. Wounds seek healing. These acts are not weakness. They are sacred, forging your truth as you heal. Pain dissolves not to trap, but to free. Jung's synchronicity may weave a gentle moment, a new piece, affirming your power. Trust this clinging, for it weaves the thread of your soul's renewal, a healer no shadow can bind. Chapter 5. You resist their archetype. You fight their symbolic role, assign your shadow fear's growth. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to embrace your sacred myths. Their role confused me, but my soul whispered, embrace your myth. If you fight archetypes, their role you're bound. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not their logic. You are whole, an embracer ready to evolve. Jung's The Archetypes and the Collective Unconscious teaches that resisting archetypes reflects the shadow's fear of growth, rejecting the psyche's mythic call, the collective unconscious, shaped by reason cultural. Be Clear Norm spins myths of archetypes as fantasy, but your shadow, fearing change, fights their role, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, embrace my myth. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, evolving, and embrace archetypes to forge soulful transformation. Notice the fear. Do you fight archetypes? Their role in dreams. Are you bound or embracing your myth? Write tonight. When did I resist their role? List 3 dreams felt confused, rejected meaning, and ask, what's my transformative truth? Did naming it spark wonder, a call to evolve? This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, embrace their archetype. When you fight, it's too vague. Affirm, I embrace my myth, and explore their role, noting your transformation clarity. All in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a radiant myth. Reflect on Jung's words. Archetypes guide growth. These acts are not fantasy. They are sacred, forging your truth. As you embrace, resistance fades not to confuse, but to transform. Jung's synchronicity may weave a mythic insight, a new path, affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's evolution, an embracer no shadow can bind. Chapter 6. You ignore synchronicities' call. You dismiss meaningful coincidences. Assign your shadow fear's destiny. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to decode your sacred map. Their name echoed, but I ignored it, until my soul whispered, decode your map. If you dismiss coincidences, synchronicity, you're blind. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not your skepticism, you are whole. A decoder ready to see. Jung's synchronicity teaches that dismissing coincidences reflects the shadow's fear of destiny. Ignoring the psyche's alignment with the world, the collective unconscious, shaped by logic, cultural, rational norms, spins myths of synchronicity as chance. But your shadow, fearing mystery, dismisses signs, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, decode my map. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, embracing mystery and decode synchronicity to forge soulful alignment. Notice the fear. Do you dismiss coincidences, synchronicity around them? Are you blind or decoding your map? Write tonight, when did I ignore synchronicity? List 3 moments saw their name. Dismissed signs and ask, what's my destined truth? Did naming it spark insight, a call to see? This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, decode synchronicity. When you dismiss, just a coincidence, affirm. I decode my map and journal the sign, noting your alignment clarity. Trust in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a radiant path. Reflect on Jung's words. Synchronicity reveals destiny. These acts are not whimsy, they are sacred. Forging your truth. As you decode, skepticism fades not to confuse, but to align. Jung's synchronicity may weave a vivid sign, a new direction, affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's destiny. A decoder no shadow can obscure. Chapter 7. You deny their reflection. You reject their mirror. Assign your shadow fear's self-awareness. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to embrace your sacred truth. Their face reflected me, but I turned away, until my soul whispered, embrace your truth. If you reject their mirror, reflection, you're veiled. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not their image. You are whole. An embracer ready to know. Jung's The Psychology of Transference teaches that rejecting reflections projects the shadow's fear of self-awareness, avoiding the psyche's truth. The collective unconscious, shaped by avoidance, cultural ignore flaws, norms, spins myths of mirrors as threats. But your shadow, fearing exposure, rejects reflection, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, embrace my truth. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, knowing self, and embrace reflection to forge soulful clarity. Notice the fear. Do you reject their mirror? Reflection in dreams. Are you veiled or embracing your truth? Write tonight. When did I deny their reflection? List 3 dreams avoided insight. Felt exposed, and ask, what's my clear truth? Did naming it spark honesty? A call to know. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, embrace their reflection. When you reject, it's not me, affirm. I embrace my truth and reflect on their mirror, noting your clarity, insight, peace in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes, visualizing your aura as a radiant mirror. Reflect on Jung's words. Mirrors reveal the self. These acts are not shame. They are sacred, forging your truth. As you embrace, denial fades not to expose, but to reveal. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a clear reflection, a new truth, affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's awareness. an embracer. No shadow can veil. Chapter 8. Your stillness unveils inner sovereignty. You fear solitude blocks insight. A sign your shadow doubts your power. The psyche unveils this sovereignty, urging you to crown your radiant self. I feared aloneness hid truth, but stillness crowned my strength, my heart craving. I am enough. If you fear solitude, stillness blocks insight. You waver. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's doubt. You are not your fears. You are whole, a sovereign ready to rise. Jung's Modern Man in Search of a Soul teaches that stillness unveils the self-archetype, crowning you with inner sovereignty to decode dreams, the collective unconscious, shaped by connection. Cultural stay-linked norms spins myths of solitude as lack, but your shadow, doubting power, fears this stillness, dimming your soul's radiance. Sovereignty confesses, I am enough. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's doubt not being enough and embrace solitude to forge unshakable wholeness. Notice the doubt. Do you fear solitude? Stillness blocks insight. Are you wavering or crowning your truth? Write tonight, when did I fear solitude? List 3 moments avoided quiet, felt weak, and ask, what's my sovereign truth? Did naming it spark power? A call to rise. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, crown your sovereignty, embrace stillness, meditate for 10 minutes, reflect deeply, affirm, I am enough, noting your radiance, confidence, peace in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes, visualizing your aura as a regal light. Reflect on Jung's words. Solitude births truth. These acts are not isolation, they are sacred. Forging your truth. As you crown, solitude empowers not to weaken, but to elevate. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign of radiant calm, a new strength affirming your power. Trust this doubt, for it weaves the thread of your soul's triumph. A sovereign no shadow can unthrone. Chapter 9. Your integration radiates hidden resilience. You fear dreams reveal weakness, a sign your shadow hides your strength. The psyche unveils this resilience, urging you to harness your sacred fire. Dreams shook me, but shadows unveiled resilience. My heart craving. I am unbreakable. If you fear dreams, their power reveals weakness. You shrink. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's doubt. You are not your doubts. You are whole, a warrior ready to rise. Jung's The Structure and Dynamics of the Psyche teaches that integrating dreams unveils the anima's resilience, forging strength through unconscious truth, the collective unconscious, shaped by fear, cultural. Avoid depths, norms, spins myths of dreams as frailty, but your shadow, hiding strength, shrinks from integration, dimming your soul's fire. Resilience confesses, I am unbreakable. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's doubt not being strong and harness resilience to forge radiant wholeness. Notice the doubt. Do you fear dreams? Their power reveals weakness. Are you shrinking or harnessing strength? Write tonight, when did dreams scare me? List 3 dreams felt weak. Feared power and ask, what's my resilient truth? Did naming it spark fire? A call to rise. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, harness resilience. Embrace. Dreams name their power. Engage them, affirm. I am unbreakable. Noting your strength. Courage. Joy in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a blazing forge. Reflect on Jung's words. Dreams birth resilience. These acts are not fear, They are sacred, forging your truth as you harness. Doubts empower not to break, but to build. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a bold insight, a new strength affirming your power. Trust this doubt, for it weaves the thread of your soul's fire, a warrior no shadow can quench. Chapter 10. Your wholeness transcends obsession. You fear their presence defines you, a sign your shadow resists wholeness. The psyche unveils this wholeness, urging you to forge your sacred self. I feared they were my truth, but wholeness sparked myself, my soul craving. I am whole. If you fear their presence, obsession defines you. You hide, it's your psyche, signaling a shadow's resistance. You are not their image. You are whole, a forger ready to transcend. Jung's Modern Man in Search of a Soul teaches that wholeness, through individuation, transcends dream obsessions, uniting shadow and self in radiant truth. The collective unconscious, shaped by fixation, cultural, hold-on norms, spins myths of obsession as fate. But your shadow, resisting wholeness, hides this truth, dimming your soul's radiance. Wholeness confesses, forge myself. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's resistance, being defined by them, and forge wholeness to radiate eternal freedom. Notice the resistance. Do you fear their presence? Obsession defines you. Are you hiding or forging yourself? Write tonight. When did they define me? List 3 dreams felt defined. Clung to them and ask, what's my whole truth? Did naming it spark courage? A call to transcend. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this for one day. Forge wholeness. Face their presence. Name it. Release it. Affirm, I am whole. Noting your radiance, strength. Joy in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a radiant prism. Reflect on Jung's words, wholeness transcends all dreams. These acts are not laws, they are sacred. Forging your truth. As you forge, obsession transcends not to define, but to liberate. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a radiant peace, a lasting truth, affirming your power. Trust this resistance, for it weaves the final thread of your soul's eternity. A forger no shadow can bind. So here you stand. With 10 signs you faced your shadow to discover wholeness through the spiritual truths of why that person haunts your dreams, not bound by their image, but a radiant soul aligned with eternal truth. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Your shadow, archetypes, and collective unconscious weave dreams into synchronicity and individuation, forging a presence that reshapes destinies. Cease dismissing the dreams that stir your soul. Face your depths, trust your flame, and let your soul rise as a beacon of awakening, a force in a world of fleeting visions. This journey has cracked open your soul. Don't let it fade. Share it with a woman seeking her truth, a friend lost in dreams, a sister yearning for clarity. Drop, I hear my dreams in the comments, not for likes, but to vow to your soul. I claim my wholeness. Like this video, subscribe, tap the bell, join our Telegram channel for exclusive insights, and support us with a super thanks below. Share this with those who need to decode their dreams. And let's keep exploring this transformative wisdom together. This isn't just a video, it's a reckoning, a revolution, a call to live so fully. Your truth rewrites destinies. You're not here to linger in dream shadows. You are here to ascend. Anchor this now, and let it be the dawn of your radiant wholeness. I'll meet you in the next awakening.